Welcome to the JP Podcast. I'm your host, John.
I'm your co-host, Tom.
And today's going to be a fun episode. One thing that the three of us, Tom, Crystal, and me, have in common is we are local sports fans. And we're all going to meet up at the, what's the name of the Coliseum?
The Rocket Mortgage FieldHouse is called now, and we're going to see a Cavs game.
Yeah, we're going to see a Cavs game. It's been a while for me. I would say about 8 years for me. And somebody gave us tickets. Thank you, Sharon. We appreciate it very much. But Tom and I are going to go up there. We're going to have some dinner, and then we're going to meet up with Crystal at the game there. And we'll give you a little video of everything that's going on there.
Go Cavs.
So you excited?
Yes, very excited. Go get some dinner. Check out this game. We did mention it. I don't know if we mentioned earlier, but they are on a 3-game losing streak, so we're hoping to snap that tonight. Basketball stuff.
All right, so we are back, and that was a pretty good game. Went into double overtime, and that actually was the first game I've been to in a long, long time. I mean, it was probably 8-9 years since I been to a game. Did you guys enjoy it?
Yep, good time.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. It's always fun going downtown during an event, so had a great time.
So, right. All in all, as far as the Cavs go, what do you think about them? What are your expectations so far, for this year for the Cavs?
Like Crystal, I'll let you go first.
Thanks. I just, like I told Tom when we were watching the game, we need a 3. Somebody that can shoot threes, solid, consistent, because they can all shoot threes when they want to, but it's not consistent. So I think that we got strong at the wing, we would be okay.
And I guess my basic expectation would just be by the All-Star break to be playing good basketball, and after the All-Star break to be playing playoff type basketball.
Right.
I think right now with their age and everything, the way they're playing and the way they don't finish games, I think honestly 4 or 5 in the East is where we'll end up. Mm-hmm. If they can pull it together, which it's still early, so they have plenty of time to do so. I think we can get that 3rd spot or sneak up into 2. I still think Milwaukee, and even though we've beat Boston twice, they're the top 2 in the East in a 7-game series. I'm thinking of it as playoff time, not just a one. And we can beat anybody in one game. We have that type of talent.
Right.
But in a 7-game series, I could see Milwaukee and Boston still just having that edge on us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that too.
What are the 3 areas for improvement that you are seeing?
Just like Chris said, if we get a starting small forward of a decent caliber, that's a 3-and-D guy and a low volume touch guy. He's got to be able to get his points when they kick it out after a drive and a kick out or a rebound and a putback.
Right.
And then finishing games, you can see that probably even be my number one, would be just finishing the games. We are a young team who doesn't know how to finish a basketball game. We are up too many times in the 4th, and we let it, similar to what we just witnessed in this basketball game. That'll come with time, and then the turnovers. That's my 3rd area. The turnovers are bad, but once again, young team, kind of expected. So.
Mm-hmm.
Did you think Donovan Mitchell was the answer, or you think there's more that we need to help support him and the rest of the team, if that question makes sense?
It makes a lot of sense. I mean, he's a great piece to the puzzle. Like I said, we need somebody consistent at three. Once we put all that together, plus like Tom said, finishing the game. It seems like I don't know if they sometimes it seems like they get a little winded. I mean, we need depth. They get winded and they need to continue to play consistently and then finish. Seems like at the fourth quarter, that's when the other teams start picking up and we fall apart a little bit. Sometimes it just depends. But
Mhm.
falling apart is not something that we can do. They are young, they do have plenty of time, and I see them at like maybe when we get to the end after the All-Star break, they should be able to control that. I would give them up to that time to get all that together, and they have to play playoff basketball after that, definitely, and show us what they can do.
And I feel with just piggybacking off of her, I don't even feel like it's necessary they get winded. It's that they're so young. They think 10 points in the NBA is a good lead. In the
Yeah,
NBA, that's
that's
gone in
nothing.
seconds. That. So they get a 12-point lead and they're walking down the court like it's the end of the game and we got 6 minutes left. That's not even
Yeah,
close to an end of a game in the NBA. And they just have to learn that. That's all.
yeah.
They got to learn that.
Maybe too cocky. You think
Yeah.
too cocky?
Just
Yeah.
Well, I like this team because they do have a very low drama rate. None of
Hmm.
them need the spotlight. They all need. I just think they have to learn. They have to learn. They
Yeah.
have to. They've been humbled a few times this West Coast trip, especially when they went to the
Definitely.
West Coast for the first time and did a 3-game losing streak. So,
Mhm.
they'll eat their humble pie and they'll grow from it. We're super young, but yeah, they just get a little bit too arrogant, a little bit too comfortable. I wouldn't even say arrogant, just
Comfortable.
comfortable.
Yep. Yep.
And then the effort level drops, and next thing you know, this is an NBA player. It doesn't matter what team they're on, if they're
Right.
coming off the bench, they can score. It's the NBA, so
Right.
they, they
Absolutely.
they'll learn that and they'll do good. Donovan Mitchell to me he's a top two, top three shooting guard in the league right
Right.
now. So there's no way that doesn't improve you. His demeanor matches our team.
Yeah.
His effort and his drive matches our team.
Hmm.
I think it's just a great fit. I really do think they did a great job building this team. They're just
Yep.
missing that small forward. And next year we will have like the cap space and the flexibility. We will be losing a couple pieces, but I think it'll be fine.
Yep.
Speaking to Crystal, did you pick up Tom was saying that he noticed that the starting lineup was a little bit different and guys didn't play throughout the game or had hardly any touches. Did you pick that up also?
Yeah, I knew Stevens was coming in to play, and I was wondering, what was going on. I think maybe he was trying to, maybe Bickerstaff was trying to see what was going on and what he can do and, fill himself out and go from there. It was okay. Yeah, it was okay.
And I agree with you. I think that's a Bickerstaff thing early in the season to try to find different rotations.
Yeah.
Multiple guys didn't play that much that the game we were there. It's almost like they went with a little bit smaller ball,
Yeah,
a small
definitely.
ball lineup for the Charlotte Hornets, which makes sense. Charlotte Hornets don't have huge centers or massive paint presence, but we did so well last year with those 3 7-footers. I know we lost
Oh,
marketing, and
right.
Crystal and I was talking about how he's tearing it up right now. Utah's
He
number one in
is.
the West, and he's playing.
Yes.
He's their best player right now. So
Hmm.
if we could have thrown in like a Levert in that trade and kept marketing, this team would legitimately be a an immediate contender with Boston and pushing on Milwaukee's door. But that didn't happen, so it's frustrating. But we'll get there. I think it'll get
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And Crystal, do you agree with Tom as far as our realistic finish for the team this year, 5 or 6? Is that where you're seeing us end
Um,
up at?
I believe that. I think they can. Yeah, I'm thinking three. I'm thinking three because Boston definitely has. They're being hunted now instead of them being the hunters. People saw what they were able to do, so it's they're people are coming after them. They're coming after them. So yeah, I'm thinking three. I don't think we have to go through the play-in. I don't think that's going to happen this time at all. We learned our lesson from that. I
Mm-hmm.
think.
Yeah, and I think 5 or 6 is a low side for them. 3 or 4 is about expected, and then if we get lucky and we go on a run, we get up in the 2 range.
Right.
But yeah, that's roughly the expectations for this year.
For me, it was very exciting. The game has changed as far as when I was a true fan, per se. A lot more threes now. The floor is open. I'm used to, the Michael Jordan, early LeBron, where everybody's in the paint and, and you're scoring those for sure twos. But to see the game now, it's not saying that it's bad. It's something I'm going to have to get used to, but I do appreciate it because, like you said, if it's coming down to the end and you're up by 10 points, that's not good anymore. Especially with 5-6 minutes left in the game. That's sort of where we were at. To me, I thought, oh, our lead is great going, towards the end of regulation, and next thing you know, they tied it up, and we were going into overtime.
Mm-hmm. And all that boils down to is analytics nowadays. And,
right.
I think I was explaining a little bit to John on the way home that night is like, if I can shoot 50 shots of twos and it's 80%, I only need to shoot, whatever the number may be, like 35 threes and shoot 30-some% and we tie. So It's all a numbers game now. So it's the shot that we loved, like the ones Garland was making against Charlotte, those mid-range 15 to 18-foot jump shots are now considered the least efficient shot in the NBA, where that was your bread and butter years ago.
Right.
You needed a big man who could hit 15 foot out and then bring it in. Now that's considered a bad shot.
So you think with this team being young, we got a good future ahead of us? You think if they stick with this core of the team, and we're going to be competitive for many years to come?
Definitely. I think so. Yeah. Chemistry is there. They need to add that piece. I think they'll be just fine. And Bickerstaff is a great coach. I love his passion that he has, for his team. So it's awesome.
And I agree with her. I think, the age, the way things are set up, if Kevin Love falls off at the end of this year, if he reached, obviously he's not going to get that big deal again. It's not that time in his career, but maybe he signs just over a veteran's minimum to stay with Cleveland. I mean, he loves being here now, not now, but he's the one that stuck around all this time. And it would be good to see him. So then that some money comes off the books there, frees up some money to possibly do a trade. I don't know too many small forwards on the free agent market next year that are really, worth doing some moves. So I could see us trying to do a trade for a small forward and using some of our assets that way. But yeah, the future is great. Them being together for the next 4 years minimum we got at least 4 years to figure this out.
Yeah.
Barring any major injury or anything. So it's an awesome time to be a Cavs fan, and it was awesome to see them do it from the ground up. They legitimately built it from the ground up. So
well, I had a great time, and thank you both for showing up, and it was good for all of us to get together and go to this game, and thank you again, or once again, to Sharon. He provided us with the tickets, and we had a great time, and the atmosphere was awesome. Hadn't been to a game in a while, and I had a great time. Is there anything you two want to add?
I'm all good. It's been a great time watching them. So look excited for the season.
And don't forget to like and subscribe. We've added some more social media. We're on Twitter now. We'll be putting everything up. And don't forget that I'm going to put up some more stuff for Crystal there. If you want something from the show, she is the one. We just haven't worked out the formality of it, but we will get that together, and she will be the one that will be taking care of if you want anything from the show or anything else. She did say, oh, I had t-shirts for us, and I totally forgot. I went and bought a $40 t-shirt when I could have got it from Crystal. So
yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up here. Hope everybody enjoyed the show, and don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you later. Have a good one.